Hello and welcome everyone to day 33 in this quest for a 2000 rating on chess.com. So it looks like I dropped back below 1600. So let's find another opponent and see how it goes. I wonder, I keep getting the black pieces over and over again. So I wonder if there's a way to try and play with the white pieces. Or is it random? All right, well, I guess I'll have to figure that out later. So, let's see here. Let's just find an opponent. All right, well, I got the white pieces, and we're playing a 1684. So, let's see how it goes here. All right, so the Italian game. And what is this? The two knights variation. All right, well, let's just play that and see what they do next. All right, let's see. So, looks like they're about to try and castle here. So do we want to do the same thing, or do we want to play c3 first? Guess I will just go ahead and castle, and then we can try this c3 move. Or I kind of forget now if I should be playing a4 instead, trying to gain space on the queen side here. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to have to do some more opening study because I'm still struggling on some of these openings. I don't quite remember what is best here. All right. So I'm thinking I don't want him to pin my knight over here. So I guess I could play that to keep him from pinning. And this will keep his knight out. Let's see here. And c3 is probably a good move there. But, he could try and trade off this bishop here. I guess if he did that, though, I could recapture with this pawn and then have a good hold on the center on this d5 square. All right, well, now if I go ahead and capture, he'll have doubled pawns in the center, but I don't know, that could help him push forward, I guess. Let's see. Do I want to give him the doubled pawns? Why not? We'll get rid of his good bishop and get rid of our bad bishop. Okay, so now trying to remember, do I need to push here and gain space? We'll go ahead and do that just to get moving here. They could try and push here. Then I have to decide. I probably don't want to take and then get rid of his doubled pawns. Now he could have some play down this open or half open f file here. Once he castles, he could try and create some threats down here. Let's see. Probably need to get this bishop developed up here. Okay, well, now I could just chase this knight away, it looks like. So I might as well do that. just chase the knight away. Or I ignore him and just develop. But then he could move in here. So probably best to just chase him out of there like this. But now he's probably going to capture. My queen will recapture, and then he'll castle, and he'll have a threat of a discovered attack on my queen. So then where should I move my queen? I'm going to have to figure that out. All right, so, yep, so that's exactly what he did. Now, I guess I could line up on his queen, or not his queen, his king here. Let's see. Okay, so now what I'm thinking is, if I move over here and line up on his king, he could just move over, but then I could bring my bishop up. But he could also attack me. If I move to g3 with my queen, his knight could jump over here and attack my queen, and then maybe threaten to jump in here. I would have to move. Yeah, I don't know if that's looking too good. So, I don't know. Now I'm kind of torn between what to do, or about what to do here. So if I go here, I don't know. That knight will just attack me, then try and move in here. So maybe we should play it safe. Just go here. Just wait and see what he does next. And we need to develop our bishop up here. We probably should put a pawn here. But we definitely need to get some development going here. We still need to get this bishop out. I guess right here would be best. But I don't know. If we go here, he could push forward. All right, so if we develop our bishop to e3 and he pushes forward here, if we take, well, I don't know, he could just push his pawns forward. All right, so if we go bishop to e3 and he pushes forward here, if we capture that d pawn, his knight could capture attacking our bishop. If we ignore it, then he could just capture the pawn. And, if we recapture, the queen wouldn't be able to cover that because the bishop would be in the way. So, should we go ahead and move here, then jump up here with the knight, something like that? And I don't know if another option is to move up here. All right, so that's interesting. He must want to target this, be able to bring his rook over, I guess. Okay, well now if we move our bishop here and he pushes forward, well, we can capture and if If we capture and he captures with the knight attacking us, then what? All right, or do we just go here to c5? If we jump up to c5, should we grab even more space? But then we'll be on this dark square with our pawns. And I don't know about that because the bishop could target them later. All right, so we got to get moving here. Do we just jump up here and pin this piece right here? Maybe that's what we need to do. But should we go here and try and stop his pawns? If he goes forward, we capture, he recaptures, we capture. All right, I think we're gonna go with that. We're just gonna push forward there. Because also, maybe he was trying something like by putting his queen here. Well, I guess this is a good diagonal. The queen can move over here to my side of the board, and I guess try and trade off with me at some point. But he keeps an eye on all this. He could have been, getting ready to push this forward. Okay, so he wants to do that. All right. Well, now the question is, do we just bring our knight up here? And he could move here, then threaten to jump into there. All right, so let us just develop this knight towards the center. All right, I guess he's thinking about jumping his knight here and then here. If he goes there, I guess we could just go ahead, knock that knight out of there. But anyway, we're getting ready to develop this bishop up here. But should we put it here instead, maybe, to guard our knight? So if we go here, all right, yeah, so he's thinking about just following through with his plan there. All right, so one thing we could do here is just immediately attack his queen. Immediately attack his queen. So I don't know, I'm thinking about that. Attack his queen, and then if he jumps here, well, if he takes, we take, we attack his, all right, let's just go after his queen there. We'll just do that. So if we do that, attack his queen. If he takes, we capture with the H pawn, attacking his knight. If he goes forward, we just pick it off. Then we push this pawn to help protect this one. Then we'll just see how it goes from there. Now, one thing he could try and do is just retreat his queen. And then what do I have to worry about? So, he could avoid the queen trade just retreat back. And then what's his threat? Jump that knight in there. If I take, his rook will take, chasing my queen out of there. You know, and then what do I do? I'd have to retreat back. So I don't know. That's what I'm guessing he'll do, is just move his queen maybe back to here. If he retreats his queen back, how can I continue to put pressure on? Do I bring my bishop up, attacking his bishop? If he captures, well, what if he doesn't even capture? Well, yeah, that's probably what he would do, is capture, I capture. Then he could jump his knight in there. All right, so I don't know. That could be tricky. Let's see here. Oh, he can't. Okay, what am I thinking? He can't retreat back to here, or I will just capture this pawn with check. Okay. So I was so worried about what he was going to attack on my side that I overlooked this pawn is under attack. If he retreats his queen back, I mean, I guess he could retreat to here. Okay, so he does go ahead and attack. All right, so his knight's under attack. He has to decide what to do. Does he come forward? And then we would have to pick him off. Then we can lock up the pawns. Okay, so this is under attack. So it looks like we have to make a decision. Do we try to protect this, or do we just pick him off and lock up the pawns? So that is the decision to make. The only way to protect this pawn, you know, unless there's a counterattack somewhere, but I don't know, why let the knight down into this position? So if we would go there, then what? Or do we just pick him off? That would undouble his pawns. We could go here and block him in. All right. Do I protect here? Do I just protect? And then he could jump into there. Let's knock him out of there. And we'll just do that. Now he could try and open the center up and attack us. So I have to watch out for that. And he could just line up here and try to pick off this knight. So if he goes there, all right. Well, am I really worried if he picks that knight off? Okay, yep, here's the threat. He wants to try and jump over here. Okay. Well, at least now, I could move my king up and then swing my rooks over. So I got to do that, I think. Now I can swing my rooks over here. All right. What now? What now? If we trade, the problem could be if he tries to break through on this other side, it may be hard to protect this pawn over here. Or if he even tries to break through in here, we have to watch out for these breakthroughs. Now, he's higher rated, so he's probably better off avoiding the trade. But I don't know if he... Where would he go with this rook? I mean, the best spot would be just to go back here. He could, think about checking me here. Then I would have to move. Then he could jump in here, I guess. Well, then we would just capture him and double his pawns up. And if he tried to put his bishop here, I mean, I guess we could attack with the knight. But he could go after... He could go here and attack our knight. All right, either way, this bishop could be tough. But he has to do something about this. If he just lets me capture, we're going to double his pawns up. So he either has to capture, and then I'm going to recapture, or what does he do if he... Okay, so he just goes ahead and captures. That pretty much forces us to capture. Now what? Okay. Well, do we want to lose that knight? Do we want to lose that knight at all? We could just retreat the knight back. We just retreat the knight back, or do we try and get some kind of counterattack? If we go here, we attack this, he could just protect. Then what do we do? Do we want to keep our knight? That is the question. Do we protect with the rook? But I don't know if I like the idea of putting that rook, and the rook will end up here, and then what is it going to do? Do we just retreat back here? But then where's that knight going to go? Here, I guess. Okay, so now I got to make a decision. Do I want to let him take that? Or do I retreat all the way back here? Then move my king over. Then try and jump the knight up here. All right, let's make it tricky for him. He's trying to run us out of time, or well, we have more time, so if he just trades off more pieces, that could work out for him. right, now what? What do we want to do next? Okay, so now that could be an issue of him pushing forward there. All right. Well, I guess we're going there. Now, if he does that, we need to capture this way. Do we ignore that? No. Do we capture this way? No, because we have to capture this way. He'll come in. All right. If we go there and he attacks us. All right, do we need to move to this side of the board? All right, better really think about this because he's going to capture here. We're going to capture. Then he's going to open in. He's going to come into the position. And we really have to be careful here. Let's see. Okay, this is going to determine the game. Man, if he moves in this way, or if he captures that way and we capture there, his rook just moves right in here. All right. All right. Let's see. Okay, well, this is going to make the difference. If he captures there, and we capture that way, and he puts his rook here, well, at least our knight is stopping it. Okay. If he captures this way, if we capture there, and he captures. All right, if we capture this way, he recaptures, then what? Then we have to recapture. If we capture this way, capture, capture, capture. If we ignore him, he captures and we capture. It's going to go after these pawns. All right, so we'll just counterattack over here. Okay. All right, so we're still attacking this. I guess he could push forward with this pawn. We capture, but at least we can try and get our rook out. All right, well, we have to do that. And then now, do we jump up here and go after this? Or do we move up here immediately, go after that? Let's go after his bishop if we can. I don't know. It's not looking too good because his rook is going to break through in here. So what do we do here? Well, now we're threatening to just capture. And then, capture. He captures and we capture with the rook. So he pretty much has to capture himself. Okay. So now all right, we're forced to capture pretty much there. I don't know. Now it's really tricky because he just brings his rook in here, attacks my knight. My knight looks like it's pretty much trapped. Do I go after his bishop here? Maybe that's a possibility, but this knight is not looking good here. All right, so that's exactly what he does there. Now, do I attack his bishop? Attack his bishop. Guess that's what we're doing. Attacking his bishop. Now he's probably going to check us. Another option is to bring the bishop here. If we capture, then he could try and move this, bring this pawn down here. I don't know. This is tricky here. At least he's running low on time, really thinking about this. I mean, he'll probably end up just, well, he can't check me. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, so he can't check me. He'll probably retreat his bishop back then. If he does that, it'll give me time to move. He could try and trap my bishop, or sorry, trap my rook by going here, then attacking, and my only spot to go would be something like this. Then I guess I could pick that off, but he could try and, okay, so that might be what he's trying to do, trying to trap me there. All right, so, oh, I can't go here, or he would just move forward and trap that. So we probably have to move this knight up. Oh no, I think I need to move this. Definitely need to try that. All right. Well, might as well jump into there. Now what? Now what will he try to do? All right, well, at least he's really running low on time. That's the one piece of good news, I guess. All right, so what do we do next? We go up here. Okay. Now what? Can we check him? And cause a problem? All right, we're under attack. If we check him, we need to be able to pick that off. If we check him, then we can move. All right, let's check him, see what he does. All right. Well, now we go here. I don't know, I might be messing this up. Okay, so he's threatening that, which is not good. Check. Oh, that would be a mate, wouldn't it? Oh my gosh. Is that the only thing we can play? Is that to run? I guess that's what we got to do. All right, now what? That might have let me. He might have let me escape there. That was a close one. A very close one. All right, what do we have that can cause him a problem? He wants to go after that. Can we go after his king? Can we go after his king? All right, if he picks that off, what can we do? Well, let's try that. Then that. All right, so he wants to check us. So now what do we do? Guess we got to go there. Do we go after his pawn? Oh, well, now we're just protecting this pawn. I forgot. Okay, so now do we go after this? Do we go up? All right. How about we just go there? All right. All right. All right, I got to watch out I don't run out of time. So that is the major issue that's at play here. All right, let's start moving forward. Moving forward. Okay, now I should just pick this off with that. Then I can go after the other pawn. Oh, I do need to watch out. Okay, let me make sure there's not something better I can do here. All right, do I go here to bring that forward? No, we'll just go there to blockade this pawn. All right. So now, what do we need to do to check this king? Move up. All right, or do we go there? All right. How do we make some more progress? Go that way. We need to jump. Where can we attack both of those? Something like this. All right. Well, that's not good. So now we have to move. Do we go there? He attacks us. We just move back. Do we go here? I think we have to go there. And we just do that. All right, now we could block and then pick that off. Okay, oh, he's threatening to check me and then go after that. Man. All right. Well, then I just move back and forth. So I can't run out of time. I need to really be careful here. We'll try that. All right, just go there. Go there. Can't go there. Gotta go there. Go after him. All right. Now go that way. And check him. Okay, so now what in the heck are we doing here? That just let him into the position. Come on. We go there and we go after that. This is not good. I mean, I guess I could pick that off, but I need to go here and try and bring this up. Do I pick that off or do I go here and try and get that moving? Guess we're going for that. Then, great. All right, we got to go there. Great. Is this guy going to trap me now? I just totally ruined this game. I totally ruined this. All right, I have to go this way pretty much. Okay. Great. Now he's threatening by going there. Okay. I got a block. All right. All right. Now what? Now what? This is just ridiculous. Sorry this is going on forever and ever, guys. I have a check on him. So, do I go that way and check him? Then go that way. Okay. Check. Go after that. This is just going on forever. I All right, so I should just pick that off. Then let's see here. Attack him. I think this should be a draw, but I'm kind of rusty on this, so I don't remember the exact drawing technique. So we'll see how it goes. Um, hmm. I think I need to be on the long side and go after his king. Now I have to be careful if I capture here. All right. Do I just keep checking him here? Do I just check him there? Well, I guess I need to hit the end game books because I'm rusty on this. I forget the correct technique. This should definitely be a draw, but I forget how you go about it. So his options are to just back up, and then I just keep checking him. Okay, so now he's going to do that. So I think I need to step forward, something like, or wait, or do I just go after that pawn? Just try that. Now the pawn can't move. Okay. So then if I go there, now I think we get up behind him and start attacking from the back. And usually the rooks are better behind the pawns. So we'll go there, and then let's see. Now what? Do we stay behind that pawn? I think we have to stay behind the pawn. Okay, now do we go out to there? Now what we want to try and do is be able to move to this square here and then be able to pick off his pawn, be able to move here with our king so that if he moves forward we can pick that pawn off. All right, so he's doing that. Now we go there. Man, am I making a mistake by letting his king get up here? I may be. Yeah. All right. So now, do we check him? Something like this. Okay. We go there. All right, just attack him. Go there. This might be a mistake that since I moved here. I don't know. Now I think I need to be on the side there. I don't know. I think I messed this up. I'm rusty on this end game, and this is an important end game. I just haven't played it in so long or studied it in so long. Now I'm rusty and I'm probably misplaying it. So he's probably going to check me. Then if I go here, then what? Well, I need to check him. All right. Stay behind the pawn. Go there. Check him. Now, do I go to this side? Or do I go after the pawn? He'll just protect it. So I need to go to the side, I think. I'm probably misplaying this. Should I have stayed behind the pawn? Probably. Great. I probably messed this all up. Yeah, I probably messed this up. If he goes there, we block him. Okay. Well, now, do we go there and pick that off? Okay. We can't go there. We have to move to there. Or should we have been on the other side? Oh, great. Did I mess that up? Did I mess that up? Crap. I totally messed that up. Man. Well, I have to study the end game. I don't know. It's pretty much lost now. Come on. That was awful. Well, I guess I might as well make him work for it to the end. Oh, that was awful. I hate losing games like that. I just couldn't remember how to play that end game. It should have definitely been a draw. I just couldn't remember how to do it. So I guess I will have to definitely do a video about how to play that kind of end game. I just couldn't remember. And I let his king get in front of the pawn. All right, well, that's a very important end game to learn. We'll do a quick game review. This video is going to be so long. All right, well, yeah, we see here the game was a draw for a long time. It should have been a draw until I messed it up at the very end. Very frustrating. Sorry about that, guys. I need to play better if I'm gonna, I don't know, if I'm gonna have a chance of getting anywhere close to 2,000. I can't play like this. All right, so B3 is a mistake. Anyway, I'll take a look at this in the analysis. So let's just blast through these moves. Man, that was awful. Losing, that game was a draw, and I just could not remember the correct way to hold the draw. So we'll definitely have to take a look at that. Man, how many moves is this? Sorry this video is going on forever. Oh my gosh, this might be a 100-move game. I didn't realize it was this long. So for those of you that didn't fall asleep during the video, all right, so that move was bad. Yeah, so I even had chances there at the very end. Even when I was losing, they made a mistake. So I definitely have to go back to the drawing board, I guess, and learn, uh, you know, get a refresher course in this, stopping this pawn. And the time trouble didn't help the whole time trying to rush, but that's just another good reason to, make sure you know how to play this end game, which I guess I used to know but forgot apparently. All right, so it's showing I played at 1900. They played at 2000. I had 97.3% in the opening. They had 98.5. 91.6 in the middle game. They had 91.3, and then I only had 80.7 in the end game versus their 84.7. And so it says you had a pretty competitive game there. You played the opening well, but your opponent was on another level. It was an incredible middle game by both of you, and you both played a nice end game. Unfortunately, I couldn't remember the correct way to play that, to defend that against that extra pawn. So a very important end game that I'll have to brush up on. Okay, let's go to the analysis and see what we should have done here. So we played the Italian game. They responded with the two knights defense. So I just played safe with d3. Looks like either that, d4, or knight to c3 is what the computer recommends. So we just played d3 to try and protect this pawn, see what they do. So they develop the bishop so they can get ready to castle. We go ahead and castle. And here after they played this, interesting, it's recommending a3 be played here. So I played h3 because I didn't want to worry about a pin on this knight. So they said that's good, but now they're saying c3 would have been better here, which I guess it would keep that knight out. So even if you were pinned, the knight couldn't jump in here and add to the pin on that piece. So they play bishop to e6, and here it recommends to ignore that. Well, actually, the second best move is to capture, but it's also saying knight, develop your knight, which I guess that's an interesting idea. Then you could recapture with the knight, I guess, and not break your pawns apart. So we captured, they capture. Then it's saying they want that c3 move, which keeps the knight out. And so, they jump in there, of course, since we didn't play the c3 move. And now, let's see. Recommends capturing or developing the other knight. But I was worried that he would push this pawn forward. If we tried to knock that knight out of there, he would have all these strong pawns in the center. So it's saying we should have captured. c3 is an inaccuracy. Better would have been, to go ahead and capture. Now his best move is to capture. Then queen captures. Now he castles, lining up on our queen. Queen to e2 was one of the recommendations, but it's saying even queen to d1. So now he moves his queen. It says that's best. I guess he lines up on this pawn. I mean, what is the meaning? I guess this is more to be able to move down here to the king side. All right, so we try and take control of the center, but it wasn't a big fan of that move. It said knight to d2 would have been better, just to develop the knight. All right, so we go there. They move their queen here, but it prefers keeping the space equal by pushing forward here. But now it's saying the game is about even. So we develop the knight up here, and it still wants a5. But I was worried if I played a5, he could play a6 and lock my pawn in on the dark square here, and the same color as his bishop, and it could be targeted later. All right, so an attack here, threatening to jump in and attack my queen, and then lining up for a mate and one here possibly. So we attack, we trade off, the knight jumps forward and we attack, and he undoubles his pawns. So we push forward here so he can't try and push that pawn up, and we protect this pawn. So now, let's see, knight to f6. So I guess maybe he was, oh, I see, okay. He wanted to jump over here and prevent my king from being able to escape. And then after he pushes these pawns, threaten to check me here, and the king would be trapped. I'd have to block with a rook. So, well, I don't know, maybe I could jump here and then block with a pawn. Well, then he could attack that pawn. All right, so, and it's saying we should have just pushed forward with that pawn. Okay, so now he tries to take control of that half-open file. We fight the rook for control of the h-file. He attacks, we attack. Now he attacks this way. And, oh, that's another reason, I guess, why, well, I don't know. Let's see what the computer says is best here. It says to just go ahead and give this up, and then jump down here and target this. So, that would have been way better than what we did, I guess. Now, this is a bad move. That knight was just kind of stuck down there doing nothing. So it looks like knight to e2 would have been best. And now it's recommending rook to f8. I guess to protect this. So if he goes rook to f8 and we capture, then he can capture here and we're under attack. I don't know. I guess we could then try and capture this. And we're going after this pawn. But I guess we'd have to be careful where we send that knight. Okay, so in the game, where did we go? Knight to d1, this awful move. They move forward with this pawn, getting ready to break things open here. So now black is ahead slightly. And we should have just played, well, something other than b3. It didn't like b3. So let's see here. Knight to c3. It's even recommending that. Just blocking with the knight up there. Or g3. So anyway, we played b3. They push forward, which is a great move because now they're ahead, by a good bit. So that was the best move. They check. We have to move. They protect that. Now best is to capture. Now they captured, but it says that's an inaccuracy. It would have been better to ignore that and just capture over here. Now it's saying knight to f2 is the best move. Knight to f2. I guess that would try and get that knight, activated so it's doing something. Instead, we play this inaccuracy. So, well, if we go back and see what they should have done, instead of capturing here, they should have captured over here. And then that would force us to recapture. Then they could capture here. And let's see. Then our king would have to move over to this area. And the rook, anyway, the rook would be coming into this open file, and that would not be good. All right. Well, let's see. In the game, after e takes f4 in this position, we had rook to h5, but instead we should have just played knight to f2. And then once again, they would have a trade of pawns over here, and then the rook would jump over on the b file, and then it says knight up to h3 would be better, or would be best. But then, what if we're checked? Oh, I guess we could take a quick look at that because it doesn't look too good for white. So here it's saying capture. Best is to capture. Then the rook jumps into the position. Then knight to h3. Then this check. Yeah, and that's not looking good. Okay. Now what? King to f1 is the best move. But you could have rook to b1 here. And then the king would have to go back to g2. I don't know. It's not. Either way, it's not looking good. Now it's saying bishop to e3 next would be the best thing to do here. So might as well take a look at it. Bishop to e3. Then knight to what? g5? Knight to g5. h6 attacking. Knight to e6 attacking over here. And then it just recommends playing that. Anyway, the game could have gone on like that. So this is going to be the longest video ever. Sorry about this. So rook to h5, then capture, All right, then of course rook to b8, taking control of the open file. And now looks like king to f1 is best. King to f1. But I don't know. I was worried about that. If I go king to f1 and he pins the knight to my king, well, I guess I could go up here. So anyway, in the game, I move over here and attack, and it says that's still good. But they just go here, which is best. And rook to g5 is what they recommend. Rook to g5. I was worried about getting this rook trapped. So we go here and it says that's an inaccuracy. King, now it's saying king to f1 would have been better. So king to f1. Then it recommends g6. And there's starting to be a real threat of this rook getting trapped here. Oh man. So now it's recommending e5 to just trap the rook on purpose, I guess. So that here, and then Oh, but I guess on the bright side, you could capture this way. Capture. No, that still wouldn't work. They could push this pawn forward, I guess. That way this is not protected by just moving up. So king to f7, they recommend. Now knight to f2 to protect it. Rook to b4. Getting ready to jump in behind. And attack that. So now it's recommending a5. Rook to a4. Yeah, so this is not looking good. It's going to pick this off. He's going to have a passed pawn over here. His king will be able to stop this passed pawn. Now it's saying to go up here with e4. Then we have a capture. So d4 is what it wants next. d4, rook to a4. Knight to g5 check. Okay, anyway, before I go way into this, rook to f5 is what we played, and then they attack our knight here. So now we jump up here, which is best. He checks, and that's the best move, and it says that's a great move. Now, the best thing to do is go back here to f1. But I don't know. I didn't like that. What did I play? h3. And now it's saying that's the best move. So then this is a miss. Looks like better would have been g6 to attack our rook. And what? Let us pick this off? Oh, then it's saying either the best move is to capture that bishop. And then second best would be to go after this. All right, so we had bishop to e3, a miss. And now knight to d5 is best, which is what was played. We're attacking this, but I have to be careful. If I try to pick this off, and then this pawn recaptures, and it's very dangerous, it could march on and promote. So now we have an attack there. Rook to f6 is best. Rook to f6 would have been better. So take a look about. I thought about that, but I thought, well, he'll just attack me there. So with that, now it recommends g5. g5 and then e5. Then we can go after that pawn, I guess. All right, so moving on. We had knight to e7. The king moves up. We go over here after this a pawn and protect our a pawn. They move up here. And what does that do? That is threatening a mate in 1. So our only option is g5. So now their best move is king to f7. But they check us instead. So then that forces us to go, to the only move available up here. And now bishop to f2 is best. Bishop to f2. bishop to f2. Well, then I guess you're threatening again to go up here and check. Well, that would be a mate. After bishop to f2 and then rook to h4, that would be a mate. So they do that instead. Is that what they played? And it says it was a blunder that I missed. Oh, okay, I guess the blunder was just that now I can take that pawn for free and the game's even again, which is what I did. So what should they have played here? It's saying bishop to e3. So bishop to e3 would have been best, it looks like. So check, king moves, forced, and well, now it's saying bishop to f2. f2 or e3 protects that pawn. All right, well, let's see what happens if we move bishop to f2. Now it's saying that's best. That we're going to have, it's recommending knight to f5. Oh, we can't capture the pawn now. If we capture the pawn, yeah, then he can still mate us over here. Oh, man. Yeah, that's a tricky one. Well, that's hard to see, too. So knight to f5, I guess, is the only way out of it. Man, yeah, that's a tricky one. Oof. Yeah, I was in trouble there. All right, well, we capture. The game's even now. Rook to d2, threatening to pick off this pawn. The best move is to capture over here. Although now it's saying king to g4 would have been better. You know, why would that be any better? All right, anyway, in the game, they capture. Doesn't like that. It says rook to g2 would have been better to go after this pawn. And now we have the knight jumping in here, but rook to c6 would have been better to immediately go after this pawn and threaten a check. So check, we move over, we have a check there, so we capture en passant, and they recapture. Now it's saying we should have captured this, and we did not do that. So instead, we should have picked that off. And then it looks like rook to d1. And that would threaten to attack over here and cause problems. Well, now it's saying rook to d4 to go after this and protect this pawn. All right. So anyway, in the game, we had knight to f6. You know, at this point, time trouble is going crazy like usual. All right, rook to d4. That is a miss. Rook to d1 would have been better. So now it recommends moving over here, protecting this pawn and attacking this. And we did not do that. We should have just gone here and protected this pawn and attacked his. All right. Well, now we're under attack. And anyway, let me go back to that move. So instead of rook to a8, we should have just played rook to c6, because now we're protecting this, we're attacking that. If he, well, I don't know, here, white's in the lead. So, yeah, I just did not, I guess I didn't play the end game so great in time trouble once again. All right, bishop to e8. We move up here, and it likes that move. So then we have this. We start pushing our pawn, which is the best move. He moves in behind it. The computer doesn't like that. It says that bishop to d4 would have been better, or rook to c2. Okay, so we just keep pushing. Now they're saying c6 would have been better, but they want to stop us from pushing that pawn even further. And then there's a little trick, I guess. Well, I guess we couldn't do that anyway. There's always a trick if you can check the king and not be captured by the bishop when your pawn is on the last rank here. And then you can march your pawn up. So, all right, here it says it would have been better just to play that and attack our knight. And then we should go up here and attack that pawn. And now then he would have a pawn that's just going to start marching here. So we definitely misplayed that. So now we attack here. They attack us. So now we should go back here to d5, I would imagine, and attack. But it's saying best is e6. So it liked that move better. But white is still in the lead here. So the bishop retreats. It says bishop to g1 is even better, but it says that's still an excellent move. Now that's excellent, but checking the king, it prefers that. If we check the king, well, then we... What is that all about? It says to check the king. The king would attack our rook. And then it says to move back to here, attacking this pawn. But wouldn't they just pick off our A pawn? All right, let's take a look at this. So rook to h8. King attacks. Rook to d8. Rook captures. King up to g5. And now bishop to d4. So I guess, I don't know, we're threatening to attack the king and then pick this off. They could check it. No, they can't check us because the knight's covering that. So it looks like bishop to d4, rook to d7 check. Then we can pick this pawn off and threaten mate here, I guess. All right, well, in the game, we had knight to c7. The rook moves up, but it says better would be to go up here and stop that check. The knight moves over to e8 is a mistake. Better would have been knight to e6 here to kind of limit the king. Oh, and you would be threatening a mate over here. So missed that in time trouble. Now we have a check. So we move over here. It says that's a great move. They check, but bishop retreating would have been better. Okay, so after the king moves, they play rook to a5, which is best, staying behind that pawn. And now knight to f6 is played. But it would be better to just go back to here. Probably so that we could reposition to here and threaten that mate over here. All right, so after knight to f6, the king moves into the position. So that's the theme of the day, letting the enemy king just move in, instead of restricting him. And in the end, that's how we ended up losing, because his king just walked into our position. Okay, so that's best. And now we have a check. The best thing to do is go king to e2, which we ended up doing, which protects this pawn. So then we have a check. Now it recommends king to d3. King to d3. Then we would be checked, and the king would start marching up the board here. I guess to help promote your pawn, maybe to attack this pawn. But instead, I just play a passive move like that. Okay, I go here, they check, but better would have been to bring their king further down into the position. Now we go here and attack their bishop, but it would have been better to go king to c4, it looks like, to just march up the board. That would have been best, to let them have this pawn and then go up here after this one, I guess. So next, it's saying to go ahead and capture this pawn, and then, knight to c3. Okay, well, let's take a look. Rook captures. Knight to c3, or just marching the king up to b5, which, I don't know, I think that would be better to try and knock this pawn out. But I don't know, now it's 2 pawns on 2. Black has this bishop, which is better when there's pawns on both sides of the board to deal with. So in the game, king to e2, the bishop moves up here to protect this pawn. Now we play this move with check. The king moves down. We go up here and attack, but I don't know. It looks like rook to g8 would have been better. Just let this pawn go and go after this pawn. So now we have that. We have a capture with check. The king captures. It's still showing the game as a draw. King to d2 is recommended, but instead we move our knight. But at this point, black has a slight advantage. So we have rook to a2. The king moved here, but it looks like it would have been better to move over here. I just wanted to stay in front of the pawn. So king to f1 would have been better. All right. Well, go there. Now he's threatening mate. So we go here, which is best. We go towards the short side so we can go after the rook. Now he's threatening a checkmate here. So our only move is to give up our pawn now, to be able to block like this. So he does that. It looks like moving over to the other side would have been better. Moving the rook to the longer side. Let's see. I guess we could take a quick look at that. So instead of that, it wants rook to e2 or rook to f2. What did it say? Move it over here. And then we have a rook check. Bishop blocks. And then it recommends we capture, king captures. I don't know, we'd be in trouble here. We're already, we were in trouble at this point. So anyway, they check, we block, the only move available. They take out our pawn. Now we have this knight move, but it says it would have been better to go here. So check, we move, they move over here. Would have been better to attack our knight, but so now we attack, and now they're saying it would have been better to go this way. All right. Well, now it's saying the game's a draw. Well, close to a draw. It's pretty even. King to e4, king to e3 would have been better. So we jump here, but it likes rook to b4 better, pinning the bishop. All right. So I'll just play through some of the moves here until we get down to that crazy end game. Let's see here. So we capture. Now here it's a draw. And so it's been a draw for a long time. So I definitely need to refresh on how to play this because I misplayed it here. So after the king moves, it says, do not capture here, because if they capture, they have the opposition, and we're just going to be in trouble with them having the opposition, and they're in front of their pawn. So we check, and it says that's best. The king moves. We just keep checking. All right, they run. Now, here I thought about capturing, and it looks like I could have captured here, and I lost my chance. Man, I could have captured. All right, so here I went there. Well, now it's saying that's best, but let's take a look at this because this is important. Capture. Usually you want to try and get your king in front of your pawn, which is what I thought they would end up doing. But now if we take the opposition, that works. Because if they try and push forward, we just get in front of the pawn, and then this would be a draw. Because if they go here, we just step back. If they come up, we go like this. And so this would just end up being a draw here. All right, so I missed that opportunity to get a draw out of the game. Instead, I go here. So they check, but the game is still a draw. Let me go back here. All right, so still a draw. So we start checking. Their king moves. We stay behind the pawn. They check. Now what? Should we have gone here? Instead, we go this way, and it says that still works. So they go here to help protect their pawn. We just stay behind the pawn. And now that they move, king to c3 right there. That's when I should have gone king to c3. But I thought, well, he would just check me. But okay, so I guess I did pick that move. And then they check me, and then what? I just go to c2. Go there. They retreat away on the long side where it's harder to get to me. So here, looks like checking is fine, or staying behind the pawn. So we check. They go there. We just stay behind the pawn. They check. And now it's still a draw. We check. They go here. Now it doesn't like this. So what did we do wrong here? After check and king to d3, threatening mate. Yeah, so it didn't like us letting that happen. So here, what should we have done? It's saying rook to g7, moving over here. And then if the king goes down to e3, playing rook to g3 check. Oh, and I think that lures the king over. All right, well, let's just go to the end of this, and I'll have to do a video on how to handle this situation. All right, so at this point, it's still about even, but I don't know, we're in trouble. Okay, we have to go king to c2 here. Yeah, that move just lost the game. If they play king to d2, which they did, we needed to go king to c2 like that. Then if rook to h2 check, then we go king to d1 or c1. So if we do that and they go king to d3, threatening a mate, we go king to c1, and then they check us. We go king to d1 or even b1. A lot of times you want to stay in the center there, or stay in front of the pawn. But now they're saying rook to h2, which generally you would want to do that, stay on the long side here. But that would have been better than what happened in the game, because after we had rook to e7, it allowed the king to move in here. And now we have this move. Black is still ahead, and then they make a mistake, and our one chance is, what is this? Rook to h7? Looks like rook to h7 is the one move that works. Then let's see if they push the pawn forward and we check, and then they, what if they block? If they block like that, then we either go, looks like we could go here, but let's say we just back up. And then, I don't know. Anyway, we're in trouble, and let's just do the final moves. But it looks like we had plenty of chances to squeeze a draw out of that. Until we let the king get in front here, and our king is stuck way out here. Now, yeah, here it's too late at this point. So when did we last have a chance? King to c3. How does king to c3 work here? Because I thought they can just push forward with a check, a discovered check. So what if they just play that? Oh, then we just push forward to here, and then If they promote, we just capture. All right, well, let's play the rest. So it went on. Man, this was a long game, over 100 moves. All right, well, this was probably the longest game I played on here. Uh, 122 moves, and from here the game would just be a checkmate with me moving here. That's forced, and then they would just mate me. All right, well, I definitely need to do a video on that end game to brush up on it and improve. If you stuck around for that super long game, thanks for watching. Feel free to leave comments or suggestions, any requests on what you would like to see in the future. If you haven't subscribed or hit like already, please do so to support the channel. And also remember, there's a Nick Butts Chess club that I started on chess.com. You can just join that if you would like. And once I get some people on there, I could start maybe having events. So you could leave a comment, or in the section for the club, you can leave messages on, when you all would like to have an event, like a little tournament or something. Just leave the times that you're free, the days that you would like to play, and whether you'd like blitz or rapid. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and have a super chess day.